Hey guys, it's Morgan and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about episode 7 of season 1 of the Winchesters, Reflections. Now, if you haven't seen the episode, there will be spoilers in this review, so stop watching if you don't want to be spoiled. So, here's my review for episode 7 of season 1 of the Winchesters, Reflections. It was good that this episode didn't waste any time and started with Mary and John looking for the Akrita, but unfortunately, they didn't find them. But they did find out that Mary's dad Samuel had been to the place that they were, because they found his bag covered in blood, which understandably made Mary worry about her dad. But when Rock and Roxy found out that Mary and John had talked to the Akrita member Hector and said that it was time for them to make a trade, it was obvious that she wanted to trade them Samuel. The question was, what did she want to trade him for? I didn't blame John for being surprised when he realized that the notes they had about the box were written by his dad, Henry. And when John told Ada that he thinks he knows someone who would be able to read the notes, it wasn't a surprise that that person was Millie. I also thought it was really sweet when Carlos told Mary that what happened to Samuel wasn't her fault. Just like Carlos's parents getting killed when they went to get him a guitar wasn't Carlos's fault. It was really nice to see the two of them bonding over that. When Rock and Roxy told Mary that she would trade her Samuel for the box, even though Mary obviously wanted to save her dad, it was obvious that she wasn't going to just hand over the box. So I thought it was really smart that Carlos put a hex bag in the back of Rock and Roxy's car so they could track her and find out where the Akrita was before it was time for Mary to meet with Rock and Roxy. I didn't blame Millie for how she reacted when she found out that John, Mary, Latika, Carlos, and Ada were trying to save the world, and that's why they needed her to figure out what Henry wrote in his notes. I mean, that's a lot of pressure to put on a person. It was also really bittersweet when Ada told Millie that the only reason that Henry wanted to separate from Millie was because he thought it would be better for Millie and John. I also really loved seeing Ada tell Millie about her son, Tony. It was really nice to see the two of them bonding over their sons. I didn't blame Carlos for being sad about the fact that once they defeated the Akrita, Mary was going to leave hunting, which meant that their group was going to split up. I felt really sorry for Carlos when they said, "I'm going to miss us." And since I really love seeing John, Mary, Latika, Carlos, and Ada working together, I had the same feelings that Carlos had. Even though I knew that it would be hard for John to talk to Henry during the seance, I was still really looking forward to seeing their conversation. So I didn't blame John for being upset when it didn't work. I also felt really sorry for John when he told Mary that he would sometimes hear Millie and Henry fighting, and when they fought, they would use John's name, and since they used his name, John blamed himself for Henry leaving. So it was really sweet when Mary told John that Henry leaving wasn't his fault. And then Henry appeared and told John to listen to Mary and said that it wasn't John's fault, it was Henry's own fault. It was really emotional seeing John and Henry talking to each other. And Henry wanted to explain to John why he left, but John told him that they didn't have time and that he needed Henry's help to defeat the Akrita. I also really loved when Henry told John to look out for himself and for Millie and said that he was proud of John. I was also really happy that Millie got to see Henry before he disappeared. And it was also really sweet when Henry told John and Millie that he loved them. I was wondering if Henry was going to tell John and Mary that he met their future sons, Sam and Dean, in the future, but he didn't. But to be fair, that would have been a lot for John and Mary to take. It was really funny when John threw a trash can lid at one of the members of the Akrita, but it didn't do anything. But it was good that Mary reminded John that the Akrita were possessing innocent people and to use demon possession rules. It was also really funny when Millie hit the police officer that was being possessed by a member of the Akrita in the mouth with a bat. When Mary trapped Rockin' Roxy in the box, but none of the other Akrita members disappeared, it made sense when Mary and John realized that Rockin' Roxy might not have been the queen of the Akrita. And based on the end of the episode, we know that that's true. Also, even though we all knew that Mary and John would get together, I was still really happy when they finally kissed. And I was also really happy for Mary when she finally reunited with Samuel. Now, this episode was the mid-season finale, and the next episode doesn't come out until January 24th, 2023. I'm really excited to see John and Mary's relationship in the future episodes, especially since in the promo for the next episode, we hear Mary tell John that she wants to be with him. Also, now that they found Samuel, I'm wondering how he's going to fit with the rest of the group. Thanks for watching, guys! If you saw the episode, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. And if you want to see any of my previous reviews for the Winchesters, check out the playlist. And if you want to see any of my future reviews for the Winchesters, or any of my other future videos, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!